Hey, let's chat for a little bit about how we classify angles. Now, an angle, I hope you remember, is just if I take two lines and they join, or two pieces, two segments, I guess we call them, they meet at a point. Where they meet, they form an angle. And an angle is just a measure of how big the distance is between those two lines. Traditionally, we label them with capital letters. So in this case, I've labeled it B, A, and C. Now, what is the name of that angle? There's a couple of different ways of doing this. We use this little angle symbol to say angle. In this case, I could say, well, angle A, because where the vertex is, that's pretty important for us. So we could say it's angle A. We could also say it's angle BAC. And you'll see that the A is in the middle because the vertex always has to go in the middle. So I hope you can see from that, there's probably another way I could name it, because I could go angle CAB. I've still got the vertex in the middle and I've still used the two letters on either side of it. So there's a couple of different ways of naming an angle. But what we want to talk about mostly in this video is how we classify the different sizes of angles. Because depending on how big the angle is, we give it a certain name. So for small, tight kind of angles, something between 0 and 90 degrees, we call it acute. We say it's an acute angle. Once we hit exactly 90 degrees, we put this little extra box shape onto it to indicate that it's 90 degrees, and we call it a right angle. Okay, if it's at 90 degrees, it's called a right angle. If we keep going past that, more than 90 but still less than 180, then we call it an obtuse angle. Once we hit exactly at 180 degrees though, we call that a straight angle. And you can see it looks like a straight line. So that's easy to remember. If it's a straight line, we've created a straight angle, which is exactly 180 degrees. If I keep going a little bit more though, more than 180, but still less than a full 360 degrees around, I call that a reflex angle. And then the last one is if I get right back to the top, one full circle around, a full 360 degrees, we call that a revolution.